Welcome to this look at, I think it's 20 new mods today on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday, it's the 8th of December. We have got 20 new mods today for FS22. And when I say new, there are a lot of mods ported over from FS19. There seem to be a lot of grumblings about that situation. And on the flip side, that people are saying, when is this mod coming out? When's that mod coming out? When's a particular mod I liked from FS19 coming over? So there's always that problem of it might be the mods you're waiting for haven't been ported over yet. I know a lot of people are saying, but we want to see new mods. The new mods will come. A lot of sort of favourites and things that people have kind of got used to. The mainstays of FS19 are kind of gradually moving over with some new stuff, and we'll start getting more and more as we go. We have got 20, we've got a lot to get through. I dare say at some point I'm going to make a mistake, and I will try to go as quickly as possible. I'm going to be trying out a new way of doing this today, which you will also see. So starting off in front of me, we've got the buyable small square bales. This is by TarkC007, 0.04 megabytes to download. These you'll find under the buyable section. If we go to here and we go to our objects, go across to our bales, the standard in-game bales are there, and then we get to our small bales. So the wheat bales are, I did write this down, I thought I'd written down, sorry, straw bales are 700 litres, grass bales are 500 litres, and hay bales are 600 litres each. They're one slot each, and obviously once you've used them, the slot will disappear. That's not too much of a worry. You can buy them 1 all the way up to 16. So however many you need, you can buy them in multiples of 16 or anywhere in between if you wish to do so. They are pick-upable and then move around and throw onto the back of trailers or into pickup beds or whatever you want to do. Buying bales is always that tricky one with regard to the slot count. If you just buy bales, you can normally buy more bales than 200. Then if you go to make bales, it will tell you you're at your limit. So you can normally buy more bales than 200, because I know the first question I ask is, can you buy more than 200, because they're smaller. It's usually 200. So we've got our straw, we've got our grass, and we've got our hay. I don't think there's anything else to say about those. You can't wrap the grass bales. I don't think there's a wrapper that does the small bales. We can use them, those for sheep or for feed, if you wish. That's by TarkC007. Moving from there, we have this. This is the Machine Shelter by Bartson V3. 3.27 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. Nicely made, nicely detailed. There is a light under there, which I think it's a light. Yeah, I think they're automatic. You know me and light switches. I haven't found a light switch yet, so I'm assuming it's going to be automatic. You will find this in build mode, buildings, sheds, down to the bottom, right the way to the end. Slot count will come down from 6 to 1 for any subsequent one. It's 10,000. Is it 10,600? I'm sure it's 10,600. That says, and then placing a new one as long as you've got the space. L1, R1 to rotate it, and obviously the price can go up or down depending if any landscaping needs to be done in the process. You can get pretty close to the previous ones placed if you want to line a few up. I know sometimes collisions are quite iffy on shelters. That's pretty close. It's impressive stuff. So there you go. Under build mode, buildings, sheds, right on the very end. That's the Machine Shelter by Bartson V3. Next, we have got these. These are the diesel canisters. Canisters. I've got multiple, but diesel canister. This by TF2020 mods. 0.3 megabytes download. These are one slot each. Each one of these is 20 litres, as it says there. I've got my field info open, so it tells you what's in everything. So 20 litres of diesel in each one. You can pick them up. You can manipulate them however you want. So if you think you're going to be running low on fuel, you want to whiz out with your pickup or sink one on a trailer. They will strap down as well. And we do have a choice of colours. These were under pallets. They were, weren't they? Just thinking, where did I find them? Was it standard, these? There we go. The Lizard diesel canister, £25 euros or dollars for a 20 litre fuel canister. And we can change the main colour to anything on that pallet. So if you want to go for more of a kind of jerry can feel, with that kind of khaki. Maybe it needs to be a little bit darker green, but that's, you know, you can go for that if you want. Or anything else on that pallet. Lovely. That's by FS22 mods. Next, we've got the fillable pallets. These come like this, empty. They will hold 2,000 litres of various crop types. As you saw, well, you probably saw, but I'll show you again just now. They are under the pallet section. Nice detailing on them. I mean, it looks like wood. You know, you know, you can pick them up with pallet forks and move them. You can stack them. If you've got extra crop or you haven't got a silo, you can put stuff into these. Yeah, I mean, however you want to go about it, whatever you want to use them for, it's entirely up to you. Where you put them, how you stack them, again, is also entirely up to you. These are 0.12 megabytes download. There are 2 slots each. Well, I say 2 slots for the first one, then the slot count comes down. Yeah, so you'll find them under pallets, right at the very end. There you go, fillable pallet, 50 to buy. Yeah, slot count comes down from 2 to 1, so any subsequent one. And all of the crop types on the bottom there, sugar beet, and there's some forest stuff, and chopped beets, and whatever you can put all into these boxes. And they look like that before you fill them up. Now, just as a little throw this in there as an addition, I said about using pallet forks. I've never been a great lover of pallet forks, and I have to say they do work a lot better on FS22. I've been quite enjoying that. But this, the bale grab, I've been finding it pretty handy. It's under baling technology. Oh no, it's under, what was it, under front loader forks, I think it was, front loader equipment. Hang on. Close that up. You can move pallets around with them. Tell you what, I mean, you can. Yeah, that's for free. I'll just chuck that in there. You can have that. It's nothing to do with the mods per se, but if you want to give that a go, you absolutely can. There you go. That's the fillable pallets. By Tarksy 007. My list is right next to it. I'm trying to hope I don't miss anything on this list. Next up, we've got this. This is the New Holland 850 gram weight. 1.26 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. This by STV Modding. Now, the thing I said I was going to do about mods, and I haven't done it so far, is this. It's, again, very nice detailed. There's colour option on it, but other than that, it comes exactly like that. When we go into this menu, I'm making an assumption here that everyone's got this. If we scroll down past owned items, past leased items to this one, it says mods and DLCs. So that thing of having to search around and find where the mods have been put, you don't really need to do that anymore. You can come in and find them all here. So I could go straight to that one there. That's where the weight is. You will find it in the weight section, but this section here for mods and DLCs does make that a lot easier. When you've installed a new mod and you suddenly think, I don't know what category it's in, I don't know where, it's going to take me ages to find it, come down to this. Like I say, I'm making an assumption that this little category is available on all platforms. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So that's where you'll find it. It's 900 for the base model. And we can change the colour configuration to anything on that palette. I went for New Holland Blue. I've always found it odd there's never been a New Holland Yellow under the yellow sections. But, you know, it's a minor thing really, isn't it? That's it. That's the weight. 850 kilograms by STV Modding. Next, we have got this. This is the Quick HD V240 by Maxter. 2.06 megabytes download. 2 slots on console for the front bucket. The bucket attaches to a front loader. This also comes with this attacher. This attacher takes front loader tools and makes them available for wheel loaders. Now, you can actually, with this one particular bucket, you can have that as a front loader tool or a telehandler tool, but that adapter is going to be very handy for anyone who wants to mix and match their front loader tools and their telehandler stuff. So telehandler to front loader works really well. I'll show you in just a second. I'm going to go down to, I'll stay on this menu because it's much easier to get into there quickly. So to the Quick HD V240, the bucket is 2,100, it's 2,000 litres. Slot count will come down from 2 to 1. That's one slot anyway. For the adapter 400. We can change that from front loader to telehandler, as I said, if you want to change that particular bucket to a telehandler bucket. And then the adapter just comes like that. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, so you can mix them out. I don't know why I keep going, just defaulting straight to the green. Because it's a small thing, I tend to go for adapters and things in bright colours. So if you drop them in the grass or something like that, you can find them fairly easily. That would be found under front-loaded tools normally. I think I put it down as front-loaded tools. So I'll grab the telehandler. Hook that onto there. Hook that on. So obviously with that attachment on, I could put any front-loaded tool on this telehandler now with that adapter. It's a 2,000 litre bucket and works as a bucket should. That's by Maxter. Turn that off. Next, we've got this, an old favourite. This is the front lifter by Pepe978. 1.49 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. You'll find it in the miscellaneous section, but I will show. I'll go straight into where it was before. This comes on a pallet. This is a bolt-on 3-point link designed for any vehicle with a trailer hitch on the front. So some tractors that come with a little trailer hitch, or sometimes with a weight with a trailer hitch, and sometimes a lot of the that's what I meant to get. A lot of the bigger tractors, if we go up to tractors and large tractors, a lot of these tracked ones will have a trailer hitch. It's kind of hidden on the front. It allows you to put 3-point links onto bits of kit that don't normally have them, pickup trucks and things like that. For example, this lorry right here, if I drive forward, obviously I can't show you every single thing it will hook up to. It's worth a try. You get that, and then you've got yourself a 3-point link on the front of your vehicle. They've always been very handy. I've used them quite a lot on various different Let's Plays and FS19. It's nice to see it back. The amount of things people found these will attach to, they fiddle around and put them on all sorts of bits of kit. I think a lot of people put them on the back of forage harvesters and all sorts to get different trailers to hook up and all sorts of things. But yeah, very handy indeed. We'll go back down to here, and that is, where is it? There we go. The front lifter. 2,500 to buy, that's all. It's 2 slots, which comes down to 1. It acts as a weight as well, 650 kilograms. We can change the main colour to anything on that pallet, like so. If you want it to be kind of low vis and hidden, stick it in black. If your tractor's a particular colour and you want it to stay low vis with the tractor, then put it on whatever colour matches up as close as you can. There you go. The front lifter by Pepe978. We're going to go from here over to the field to this. First of all, I'm just doing these in the order they were on the website. That's why I'm kind of bouncing. I'll bounce backwards and forwards. This is the Rau Polymag 300. Yes, people, 3 metre. It's here. This is a 3 metre cultivator. 2.04 megabytes download. 1 slot on console. This by Camelos 0397. It's cheaper than a lot of the ones that are in game. You may be saying, great, why do we need it? Because it is quite a bit cheaper than a lot of ones in game. Nicely made, nicely detailed. This is a standard cultivator, so it will bring stones up. The shallow cultivators don't, but the standard ones do. This has got the sort of duck foot shanks, I think they're called. Anyway, I probably got that wrong. But, so, just there. It's only 7,000. Now, it's all well and good showing it in this menu, but I do want to show you it in this one, along with the other ones that it's in the same category as. Because if we look at these ones here, that's a 2.5, that's a 3 metre, that's a 4. So you look at 12 grand, 15 grand, 19,500. Whereas this is 7,000. So, you know, that thing of, oh, why do you want another 3 metre? Because it's cheaper. Now, obviously, over the span of FS22, we could end up with hundreds of 3 metre cultivators, which is what's happened before. But this is kind of one of the first of the cheaper ones. Options available on it. We can change the main colour to anything on that pallet. I will show you it working because I need it for the next bit of equipment I'm going to show you as well. I hope I get through all of this. There's a lot to get through. Drop it down. Away we go. And you should see some stones start coming up. Yeah. So we are cultivating the soil. It might be that you have a seeder that requires the ground to be cultivated. You might just be looking to get a lovely seed bed. If that's the case, it may be just what you're looking for at a very reasonable price. So that's the Rau Polymag 300 by Camelos 0397. Next we have the Güttler Matador 30. It's also 3 meters. It's 2.21 megabytes download. Just trying to find it on my sheet. It's by Rick Black Label TWD Modding. 2 slots. Yeah, 2.21 megabytes download. Now this is one of those ones that it gets confusing about what it's for and where what it's labelled as. It's down as saying it can be used for weeding. It did say about fertilising. I'm going to check a couple of things here in case there are multiple versions of it. I don't think there are. No. All the different descriptions said different things. I found it under the rollers section here. It says grass rollers and weeders improve the yield of your grass fields. Well, this isn't a grass roller or a weeder. They're rollers. These are the ones that push the stones back into the ground. So you can use it for that. As you can see, slot count is 1. That comes down from, what was it? It was only 2, so yeah, not a major problem with that. No options available. You get it in the Güttler red. What should happen? I did take it to a grass field. I took it to a meadow. I thought, okay, maybe it is a grass roller. Maybe it will. Why is it not coming up? Oh, I remember now. I'm glad that happened because it mounts on the front. That was the other thing I was going to say. It's front mounted if you want to get it to work. There we go. Yeah, I tried it on a grass meadow and it didn't give me a fertilising state. So what should happen now is using it on here. If I drop it down, the stones should disappear. Can you hear that rolling? Let's go ahead a little bit. Can you see the stones coming up? There we go. Ah, now that's interesting. Okay, riddle me this. I've just put it on the back of the tractor. Drove forwards, nothing happened. I backed up and watch. The stones are disappearing. Right, so if it's got to work in that direction, then what I'll do is swing it round and I'll attach that way then, which is what I had before. Watch it work now. Now it's, I don't understand. I just drove up the strip and it wouldn't work, and now it's pushing the stones in the ground. Anyway, that's what it's designed for. It's designed for pushing the stones in the ground. You might have to fiddle around backwards and forwards until you get it to work. Very strange. That's the Güttler Matador. Sorry, Rick Black Label TWD Modding. If I've done you a disservice on that, that just seems very odd. I've just realised something's missing. It's alright, I've got the bit I need now. This is the Alpago KF7 300 by Pepe978. It has the Franta H10 on it as well. As I recall correctly, this came fairly late on FS19. I really liked it, only because like the design of it, the detail on here, it's just incredible. So that is the actual subsoiler section. You'll find this bit under subsoilers, the Alpago KF7 300. Then the Franta H10 is under cultivators. Now you can run that set on its own as a subsoiler or together. You can't run that on its own because it has to attach to this. I'm pretty sure I said that last time I reviewed it on FS19. So what you'll see now, subsoiler, when you drop it down and you subsoil with it, will bring up big stones to the surface. And it's supposed to, there you go, some came to the side there. Now you can run it as a subsoiler on its own like that. You can run it with the Franta attached, but you don't have to have the Franta lowered. So there's a few different options here. So at the moment it's raised, so I can carry on just as I was subsoiling. to that one. There we go. So we can carry on subsoiling, which will give us a ploughed state. Or we can lower the franter down, just like that. So it will then plough, but then cultivate as well. Now I'm sure, no, I was going to say I was pretty sure, but I'm not, that even using it like that with the cultivator on the back, because I suppose it's technically it's a deep cultivating, you're still getting big stones coming to the surface, which are going to have to be picked up. The large stones will still have to be lifted. So again, it's one of those ones you think, well, if I've got to come over with a rock picker anyway, and I'm going to subsoil to get, I want to get a ploughed state, I'm going to use a subsoiler. I know this is horrible. Again, apologies per Bet978. Why do I need the franter? If I'm going to come over the ground with the rock picker anyway, which gives us almost like a cultivated look on here anyway. I mean, I could seed straight onto that regardless, as long as I don't mind the stones damaging my bits of equipment. But if it's still going to bring stones to the surface, do I need the franter? That's a choice for you to make. Like I said, subsoilers and cultivators are where you'll find it, but I'll go down to here. There it is. The Alpago KF7 So we've got the KF7 300, 11 grand. The slot count on that, I didn't say what was it? 5.4 megabytes download. 4 slots for the Alpago subsoiler, and 2 slots for the Franta H10 cultivator. There are no options on either of them. They're both 3 meters wide because they attach together. So you can subsoil and cultivate all in one go, or just subsoil if that's the route you want to go down. Right, next we have got another Amazon seeder. This one comes in a pack. Jump out very quickly. So this is the, where are we? I've lost it on my list. The Amazon D830 pack. 5.44 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. I didn't write down what the other one was, that's annoying. This is by Ostry. So we've got the Amazon D830, a 3 meter seeder, holds 1,000 litres of seed. And then we've got this, which is the Rubber MKE300 power harrow. Has a PTO, these are driven, it doesn't just drag across the ground. You can run the seeder on its own if you want to, but the rubber does have a 3-point link there and a 3-point link attached on the back, so you can run them both together. So this won't work, it's not a direct drill, but if you've got a field like we have here that hasn't been cultivated or anything, you can run the power harrow on the front with the seeder on the back, all in one go, which kind of makes it into a direct drill in essence. I'll show you in here. There we go, the D830 pack. So under seeders is where you'll find the Amazon D830. 10 grand, 1,000 litres, it'll run at 9 miles per hour, only requires 85 horsepower, no options available. It comes just like that. And then the Rubber MK300 you'll find under power harrows, 9 grand. It does say 1 slot there. It's not going to be very many. I think it might be 3, or it's not a huge amount. And it comes like that. Again, no options available. So what we should do is hook up to that. Now, like I say, we could use the power harrow on its own and just do our cultivating. We can use the seeder on its own and just do seeding, or we can hook them both together. We'll drop that down. We'll drop that down. We can cultivate and seed at the same time. Very handy indeed. Turn those off. So that was Amazon D830 pack by Ostry. Turn everything off. Disconnect that. There we go. Next, this is the Great Plains YP2425A by Adams Kong. 22.79 megabytes download, 12 slots on console. This is the planter that will plant anything. Well, say anything. It will do all of the things that a seeder and a planter will do. So rather than having to have two separate seeder and a planter, this will do all of it. It will also do it to 18.2 meters. It's got a 5,800 litre tank. It doesn't do fertiliser at the same time, just seed. It does have ridge markers if you want to use them. It's not not a direct drill. So as you can see in front of me, I have cultivated the ground first. Under here, you'll find it there. 142 grand, that's important as well. You'll see why. 18.2 meters, runs up 9 miles per hour, requires 280 horsepower. We can have a trailer attacher or a 3-point link. I can't remember which one gives you better turning circle. It might be the 3-point link. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. But it will do everything. So everything the seeder will do, everything a planter will do, this will do, which makes it very versatile. But we are going to have a look at it up here under planters. He says, I was probably on it already, wasn't I? Because this is up in the area where it's kind of competing. The John Deere there is a direct drill, so you know it's kind of worth its weight in gold as well. Requires a bit more horsepower. Is a little bit narrow at 17.8 meters. It's also 12 slots though, but it's 234 grand, and it will only do planter crops. The Kinsey 18.2 meters, so same size. Not a direct drill, 174 grand. Tank's a little bit bigger, but again, we'll only do planters, planter crops. So really, for 142 grand, the fact it will do everything, 18.2 meters, I think it's a winner, isn't it? Let's be honest. Looks very much like the John Deere as well. So we'll open it out. L1, triangle, we can change all our crop types and scroll through down the bottom right. Doesn't really matter what I'm putting in, does it? And then set up, drop it down. If we want to do our ridge markers, L1 and up on the D-pad, left ridge marker, right ridge marker, well let's see this one open right out, which will drag and give you a line for your next row back. Press it again, folds them away. It doesn't look like it's doing much until you come up to a different angle. You can see it's darker where it's seeding. Nice bit of kit, and like I say, nice welcome return. It's a nice port over. Loads of detail on this one. It's another one of those ones as well, I think, sorting the mods out and getting them all out here and kind of look at them all. Like a lot of these, and I know, like I said right at the start, people were saying, oh, we're just getting the same mods coming out. I think a lot of these you kind of took for granted. They were in the game for quite a while. They were always kind of there. Those useful mods that you kind of jumped in and out of and used every now and again when you wanted to. And you kind of just, they were just there, weren't they, you know? But it's nice to see them here on FS22. Right, from there, where are we off to? Right. Next we have this, the Gregoire Besson trailed lifter. This is by Univers Simu modding, 2.65 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. You'll find this under the miscellaneous section. The purpose of this bit of kit is to take a trailer attacher on a lot of the big tractors that don't have the option to have a 3-point link, or any particular vehicle that just has a trailer attacher and no 3-point link attachment. It takes that trailer attacher and adapts it to be a 3-point link. So any of the big machinery, big bits of kit that required a 3-point link, it enables you to use the bigger tractors to use a 3-point link piece of equipment. And in all honesty, that really is all there is to it. They were used in all different ways throughout FS19 for all sorts of clever adaptations people found for using them. Just gives you a bit more oomph on your 3-point link gear. And I mean, that's what it does really. You attach to it and it's a trail lifter. You'll find it under miscellaneous, but in here it is, where are we? There we go, the trailed lifter. Slot count on that was 3, which comes down to 1. It's only 15 grand if you need to use it. No options available on it. It comes just like that. Lovely. That's by Univers Simu modding. Next, we've got this. This is the Lizard. And hopefully I'm nearly done. This is the Lizard ST16000 Seed Tender. This is 5.9 megabytes download. 3 slots on console. It's by Berger 00. It is 22 grand to buy, holds 16,000 litres. It's under the auger wagon section. So whilst it is a seed tender and the pipe does open out to load seed in, this will take everything an auger wagon will take. So in essence, it's a 16,000 litre auger wagon with a very long pipe for loading into things. What I do need to do is just grab the tractor. So we've got 16,000 litres of seed in it. Pipe unfolds, L1 and down on the D-pad, swings that out. Out comes the pipe. Once the pipe is out and up in that position, there's no option under L1, R1 or L1 and R1 to adjust that any more than that. It will come up with the unload trigger when you're over a seeder or something needs to unload. If you want to unload into something or onto the floor, L1, R1, unload here. It will start unloading the seed onto the floor. Not that I want to unload the seed onto the floor, but it can do should you wish to do so. It's nicely made, nice mod. Like I say, you'll find it under auger wagons, but if we go into here, we will find it. Oh, it's green, that's why, not the yellow I chose. So it'll take all those crop types, like I say, it is for all intents and purposes an auger wagon. Its 3 slots will come down to 1, 22 grand. We can change the tyres from Nokian to Trelleborg to Lizard, Mitas, and back to Nokians. Under Nokians, there's no options. Trelleborg, we can have wide or standard. Under Lizard, we've got standard, and under Mitas, I think we've got standard as well on those, yeah. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, and then the rim colour to anything on that palette, like so. Fantastic. We're getting there. Lizard ST16000 Seed Tender by Iceberg Burger. Sorry if I've said that wrong, I do apologise. Next we have got the Jostkin Betty Max RDS 6000. This is a nice addition to FS22 because we're fairly limited on animal transport, I'll be totally honest with you. This by Blacksheep modding. I'm sure I'm repeating myself over and over again, apologies if I am. My mind is fried at the moment. 4.33 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. This will hold 7 cows, or 10 sheep, or 10 pigs, depending on which you want to go for. Of the ones we've got sort of standard, and I'll show this one actually not in this menu but up here in amongst the animals transports, because at the moment we've got that one for horses, that for horses, or that massive Wilson trailer, and the price is, you know, that'll only do 2 horses and they go up from there, so it's 15 grand to transport 7 cows, 10 sheep or 10 pigs. Brilliant, I think. Slot count comes down from 3 to 1. Options available, we can have Trelleborg, BKTs, Michelin, or back again. I think on all of them, yeah, that's just the standard tyre choice. There's not any options within those. We've got beacon standard, which is a normal kind of dome beacon, or we can have it with an LED beacon. I think I went with LED. We can change the main colour from the green to the sort of, I would say stainless. Galvanised and stainless. I'm terrible at getting those the wrong way around. And we have got the option on the license plate, so if you want to fiddle around with the license plate, you absolutely can. Like I say, welcome addition. We can open the cover, like so. Beacon, like I say, I went for the more modern LED, the flashing LED rather than the rotating beacon. Although lights do kind of rotate round in it, but they are LEDs. Then unfolding L1 and X lowers the whole back down. Sound effects on a lot of these are just brilliant. Even if it's that kind of, you know, and there does seem to be a lot of that kind of attitude of, oh, yeah, we've had these before, we've seen them before, we want something new. We will get new stuff. We are getting some new stuff. But the sound effects on the old stuff is just brilliant. Love it. So there we go. Jostkin Betty Max RDS 6000 by Blacksheep Modding. Another welcome addition to FS22. Next we have got this. This is the new Holland BR6090 round baler. It does 125cm bales. They should be around 4,000 litres, I think. Haven't tested this yet. Probably should have done. This is by Daniel X321, 4.56 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. I think a lot of the mods today have been, I've had a lot of 3 slots on console, and when you've been saying it over and over again, you start thinking, have I said that already for this particular mod or not? I can't remember. It does have the option as well. Great, again, another great feature for FS22 is having the auto drop off, because that constant stopping, was it L1 triangle to close, you know, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're doing a lot of baling, it can be a real pain. You'll find it under balers, but obviously down here as well. It's just there. It's only 30 grand as well, nice and cheap for a round baler. So again, I think it's the cheapest option we've got for round balers in game. Only requires 45 horsepower and will run at 9 miles per hour. We can change, well, it says main colour, and we've got main colour yellow or yellow 2. I couldn't tell a big difference, but again, that could be my eyesight. Then under the back there for design colour, it's yellow, yellow 2, black, or black 2. Again, I couldn't see a lot of difference between the 2 different yellows or the 2 different blacks, but that could just be me. So what we'll do, of course I turned it off. Turn on the baler, drop the pickup. Cool. Got a bit of a clatter to it. Nice animation. Like I say, I'm thinking we're going to be looking at 4,000 litres. For 125cm bale, they're usually 3,500 to 4,000. We may only get to, no, 3,500, there we go. The ones on the bale the other day were 4,000. But I haven't touched anything there. That's auto unloaded. I do have to stop, of course. And it will do grass, it will do straw, it will do hay. It's not a wrapper. If you do grass bales like I'm doing now, if you want to wrap them, you can come along with a separate wrapper. But once it hits 3,500, if I just stop, back up a bit so I'm not wasting grass as should be going over, it's doing that itself. I can turn that off if I don't want automatic drop off on. Like I said before, if you're doing this on a hillside or somewhere where there's a chance the bales are going to roll away and you want to place them somewhere, then you won't want the auto drop off on. So you've got the option to turn it off if you don't want it. Lovely. Works perfectly, not a bad price. 3,500 litre bales. Fantastic. Right, next. That's the new Holland BR6090 by Daniel X321. Next, we've got the Fleegle SDS 350J. It's this low loader. This was one that I liked quite a lot because if you're going to transport larger items, harvesters and things like this, this had a deck that opened right out and it was just brilliant. But if I recall correctly, I might be misremembering, this didn't have straps, did it, on FS19? Now things strap down as well on FS22, that makes it even better. That's just fantastic. So we'll have a look at it all opening up in just a moment. We will find it, well, here, but it'll be under low loaders normally if you're looking for it there. What is wrong with me today? If I skip past it. Oh, there it is. Blimey. Can't see the wood for the trees. 23 grand. 7.45 megabytes download. 3 slots for the first one, which comes down to 1. I did say it was by Pepe978, didn't I? We've got wheel setup standard or steering axle. Steering axle is very handy for those tight confined spaces. Main colour, anything on that palette. Oh, that's nice, the blue, like that. Rim colour, we've got a stainless steel, which I'm on at the moment. Stainless steel black, chrome steel. Then we've got all the rest of the palette there to play around with. Those are your options. what we do, we'll hook up to it. Now I was bringing out a bit of equipment to do the thumbnail for this, and when I strapped the vehicle down I had some very weird things come up in the help menu at the top left. L1 and X puts the ramps down. You can have it in that configuration. It does have beacons in the back, which you can keep going if you want to. Although they're just flashing in the grass now. Like I say, we have got straps on it, so you can strap things down. If you do L1 and left on the D-pad, open cover, it opens up the rear ramps, opens up all the side sections, takes all the wood boards that are on the front deck and puts them on there and makes it that wide, and it will still strap vehicles down. So that is an absolute beast. So what we'll do, let's try it with this. So we'll hop in there, ramps up, and then we should, when I strap this down, you should see it click into place. There we go. So no longer should we have that problem of when you brake sharply, the vehicle hurtling forward into the cab, or when you turn, the whole lot sliding off the back of the trailer. Oh, that strapping down is lovely, isn't it? So there you go. Glad to see that return. That's awesome. Right, that's the Fliegl SDS 350J by Pepe978. Next, this is the Massey Ferguson 3600. This by Sham130. It's 9.06 megabytes download and 12 slots on console. Now, say that, but it says Landini on there, and that's one of the cool options available. See, Landini, of course, has to be on there. Now, this is based upon the standard in-game one, with a few modifications and added extras. You will find it in here. Now, I showed this on part 1. There is this section on this menu now down here for mods and DLC. So if you're trying to find a mod you've just installed and you're struggling to find it, just pop into here and you should be able to find it here. Or you can go up to the regular menus and have a look in tools or vehicles, wherever you put it. This one is under medium tractors. Now, like I say, the standard in-game one, the Massey Ferguson 3670 is there. 11 slots, 97 grand. Quite happy doing its thing. If we go right to the very end, we've got the modded version, which is 12 slots. That goes down to 1 for any subsequent one. It is a Massey Ferguson 3670. It is 97 grand, but there's quite a few more options. The first one is only 170 horsepower. This goes 170 to 190. So a few more options, like I say. We can have Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKTs, Vredestein, or Nokians. Under Trelleborg, we've got standard, wides, wides 2, narrows, rear twins, twins, back to standard. Under Michelin, we've got standard, wide, narrows, rear twins, twins, back to standard. Continentals, we've got standard, wides, narrows, rear twins, twins, standard. Mitas, standard, rear twin, twin, and back to standard. Not as many options on the Mitas. On BKT, we have got wide tyres, wides 2, rear twins, twins, and then there's Vredestein, standard, wides, narrows, rear twins, twins. Whew, got through all those. Oh no, we haven't. Knock-ins. I love that tread. Have I said that before? I think I probably have. I love that tread on the knock-ins. I love that tread on the knock-ins on the wides, and then the communal, and then back. I'm going to leave it on those because I love that. Front loader attacher, yes, we can have the quick, or we can have the Hauer, or off. Then we got the 3670, 170 horsepower, the 3680, 180 horsepower, and 3690 190 horsepower. Main colour, we can have it standard or Landini. Now I'll show you why we can have it that, because on the engine setup we can then go across one more, which gives us the L19500, which is the Landini. So that's the last engine setup option. Still 190 horsepower. The horsepower doesn't change, but it gives you that option on Landini. So when you go back down to colour, you can put it on the Landini blue. You've got a Landini version. License plate option is available for tinkering around with and making up humorous number plates if you want to go down that route. It sounds fantastic as well. Horn. No beacons, lights. Don't think we have an option for door opening or anything on this. Interior. I've got the slightly flickering mirrors again. I would say nice tidy cab, but I do find that flickering of mirrors a bit frustrating. But yeah, I have to say I do like all the additional extras on it. So whilst you might initially look at it and go, we've already got that one, give it a chance. It might just surprise you. There we go. So that's the Massey Ferguson 3600 by Sham 130. Next we've got this. This is the Ponsse ScorpionKing, the likes of which you've never seen. Well, you might have seen, but just adds a bit to it. 33.46 megabytes download, 18 slots on console. This is by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau. This looks brilliant. The detailing on it is fantastic. We're used to having the standard in-game on FS19 that had the boom up and kind of out like that. This one comes folded, but when it opens up to look exactly the same as the other one did. There's some really nice options available on this. And I feel a bit bad now because my initial thumbnail, I might keep the thumbnail the same actually. So just have part 1 and part 2. Hopefully that'll be okay. Shows this in a very interesting configuration. So, you'll find it on the forestry machines. We've got all the standard in-game ones here. Right at the very end, 385 grand for the base version. We can have Nokian tyres. We can have Trelleborg. We can have Olesfors or back to Nokians. Under Nokians, that's the option we've got. Under Trelleborg, we've got twin radial 710s. We've got twin forestry 42, my eyesight 85B, is it? I think it is. And then we've got the twin forestry 422, is it 4225 or 422SB? Like I say, awful eyesight. T404s, or back to the twin radials. And then under Olesfors, we've got a whole, I'm not going to read all of them out, I will just go through the options. There we go. We've got position lights, no or yes. Back protection. So we've got back protection, old version or new version, which puts the rack a bit further round. I like the new version. Sun protection, that sort of tints, kind of makes it like a an astronaut's visor. Something supposed to look like that, but that's what it looks like if you put sun protection on. Cabin protection, yes or no. Yes puts like a screen grill across the front of the windscreen. Then we've got engine setup Scorpion at 285, 286 horsepower. And then we've got the ScorpionKing at 385. We've then got main colour, which changes the back section. I'm going to pick something that stands out a bit more because I did that, the special green. It didn't really look like it changed much. Let's go with red. There we go. See all the sections that have changed red? We've then got cabin colour. We'll go red again, so you'll see that change. Actually, no, we'll go with blue. That does the cabin. Processor head. We'll go. What should we go with? Pink. Don't know why. There we go. And then rim colour, we can change to. There's a whole load. There's some metallics and stuff. Going for grey metal on there, but whatever to go for. There we go, like a metallic green. That's a real United Colours of Benetton looking thing, and that looks a bit weird. Anyway, those are all your options on it. So when we come back out and we hop in and we start it up. So we can unfold processor, L1 and up on the D-pad. Now that's how we remember the ScorpionKing. When you got one, that's how it looked. So we've got our up, our down, we've got our left and our right, we've got our in and out, and then we've got the extension like so. L1, R1, we can rotate the head, open and close the claws if we want, but under that one as well we've also got the left stick, and this is one of the options I really love on these. You can tilt that down, so if you want to process logs and trees that are on the floor, you can actually pick them up. So what you can do is turn on the processor like so, put them down, and it says cut, it will cut them and it will lift them up, and all is good in the world. That's a really cool option. I do like that. We can change the cut length up to 25 meters in 0.5 meter increments. So if you look at the screen there, all the way up, we'll keep going, and that should go to 25, and then we'll go back to 0 again. I don't know why you would do 25 meters on a lot of the trees. That's the full tree for most of them. Some are 30 meters. Nice and detailed in here. Next camera angle there. It's good, actually not a bad angle that. And then back out again. But here's the bit I like. It's the kind of party trick. Now this can either be done if you're, I suppose, in a tighter space, but if you don't need all 8-wheel drive on the ground, or if you've got steep inclines, or you're trying to go reversing up something steep or whatever, you can do this. I think I want it on that. There we go. L3 raises that up. So if you do come to that kind of sudden sharp incline, you can do that, and it gives you more traction as you go. Press it again, puts that down and raises the back section like that. Or press it again, and it does that. That's new. Haven't come across that before. Looks pretty cool as well. Press it again, and it'll put all wheels back on the ground. That's a cool bit of kit, that. I really do like that. I'm just looking at the options there. I've had that thing saying stop refilling. I don't know why. Since I put all the mods on to do the mod review, I've had that on every single mod. I'm not quite sure why it's there. And then once we're done, that's it, isn't it? Fold processor. Why are we not folding? There we go. And we're good for transport without taking out people's telegraph poles, electricity lines. I'm having real trouble speaking today. Right, so the Ponsse ScorpionKing by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau, which brings me on to the last of the mods for the 8th of December and part 2, and it's this. We've got the Deutz-Fahr Series 9. This is 17.99 megabytes download, 14 slots on console. This is by Red Cat 3D. It's weird how in my head I thought, hang on, we've already got one of these, haven't we? And when you go into that one, and we go to our medium tractors, we go up through our mediums. We got the Series 7 TTV HD and the Series 8 TTV. That's what I was thinking. That was new. We haven't had an 8 before. If we come back out and we go to our large tractors and we scroll up through them, there's not a Series 9 in here. So this is the Series 9 we have got thrown in very kindly by Red Cat 3D. 246 grand for the base model. Like I said, 14 slots for the first one, then that will drop down to 1. Options available. We can have the 295 horsepower, 312 horsepower, 335 horsepower, or we can have the 335 horsepower Warrior, which puts the extra decals and stuff on there. Now the Warriors, generally speaking, are in black. If you wanted to go with all the Warrior bits and bobs but have it on green, you can leave it in green. Of course you can. It's entirely up to you. Or in fact, you can change colour to black if you want. We'll get onto that. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitres, Continental, BKT, Friedestein, and Nokians. Under Trelleborg, we've got standard weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twins, twins, back to standard. Under Michelin, we've got standards, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twins, twins. I think most of these are the same. I mean, I know the treads do differ slightly from the manufacturers. Mitres, standard, weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twins, twins, back to standard. Continental, standard, weights, wide, no, wides and weights, sorry. I take that back. Weights, rear twins, twins, and back. BKTs, standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, rears, all round. Friedestein, standard. That's the problem having so many tyre manufacturers now as well. There's a lot of options, even though some of them are fairly similar. Then the Nokians, we've got standard, standard 2. Those options on there. Interior, we can have light grey as it is now, or beige. Design colour, Deutz-Fahr green, or the black for Warrior. So if you've gone for the Warrior version, you can have it in black. And then license plate options. If you want to change the license plate. I can't remember if I did on this, did I? Oh yeah, look. Deutz-Fahr Warrior. Another one that sounds great. Beacons on the top. Horn. Lights. I do like the lights on the new ones. Look at that. Very space age looking at it. Sounds brilliant too. Interior. Look at all that. A little bit of flicker on the mirrors. I think we have a door open on this one. Sure we do. There we go. L1, R1 and right stick side to side opens and closes the driver's door. If you want to get a bit of fresh air in while you're driving. And that's it. I'm going to check the time now. Yeah, depending on how this works out, this may be part of the main mod review. If not, this will be part 2. We'll see how it all pans out. So there we go. The Deutz-Fahr Series 9 by Red Cat 3D. And that's it for the mods for the 8th of December. I got there. It took a while to settle this up. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.